Hello, Gurpreet. Can you see and hear me okay?
Hello, Josh. Yes, yes, yes. Hello, hello.
Excellent. Good morning.
Good
Nice to
morning,
see
good
you.
morning.
Yes.
Mm,
Yeah. I wanted to just start off on kind of a personal note and just share that last night, Carol's connection was so touching to me.
mhm,
And I just admire her qualities so much.
mhm,
Her softness and gentleness showed me how soft and gentle I'm not to myself so
mhm,
often, but it also invited me into the softness and gentleness.
mhm.
And so I just wanted to express my gratitude to Carol. I think she's watching right now. Carol, thank you for your qualities, and it really had an influence on me last night in a beautiful
Yes,
way.
yes, yes, yes.
And I'm using that word extremely intentionally when I say the word influence, because that's what today's open talk is about as well.
Mm, mm, mm,
Um,
mm.
I was talking to a friend earlier yesterday. He beautifully and gently reminded me that all the work that we're doing has an effect on all of the rest of us.
Mhm.
And Carol really made that very concrete for me last night. I had a tangibly different evening because I was influenced by Carol's openness and her willingness and her love.
Mhm.
And so,
Mhm.
with that gratitude in mind, today's talk is about the influences, all of them, positive, negative, mysterious.
Mhm.
Um, and I kind of wanted to start with, I got some notes here, just something that I wrote based on Gurdjieff in his book.
Mhm.
He says that we are under the influence of the moon,
Mhm.
and that the moon, according to his description, is sort of a lower energy, kind of darker sort of place
Mhm.
that the moon is coming from. But he says if we work to become aware and we wake up, we can sort of evolve to come under the influence of higher powers, higher forms of influence.
Mhm.
Um, and so I found that very fascinating, but it was really interesting that, like, okay, you're evolving out of this lower influence. Now you get a higher influence. And I'm like, but wait, when do I get to be free? And so this whole concept of, like, gosh, it's so many ways it could go. Like, what is freedom? But specifically, like, do we just keep evolving and being influenced by higher and higher things? Are we ever truly free? Maybe we could just start there.
Mm, 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 mm. This meaning of this journey, it is about earning this this free will, this earning. It's not, I always called it free will. I called it other than what we are living for, other than that. Or sometimes I say higher. It's like when we are beginning, in the very, very beginning, we can see that very, very basic ways, how much we are influenced by others' personalities, others' moods, other news, right? So this is how our journey begins, to see that we are just driven by other influences. Who am I? Influence comes and takes me this way. Influence comes, takes me this way. So I am kind of I remember I realized I'm kind of dry leaf, whichever wind blows me, I just go that way,
Yeah, yeah.
right? So when you see that, you have to see that, you have to realize that I am like that, or even your own perception, thoughts, driven by it.
Yeah, I was
The
gonna say,
thought comes,
yeah,
thought comes, you go this way, thought comes, you go this way.
it almost feels like that's outside too. Like, those thoughts really feel like outside of the real me. It's all outside, even though it's in my own mind. It's just like I'm being beaten by these things and pushed around.
Yes, 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 yes. Because you can't even differentiate between is it your thought or is you're just being knocked by someone else's thought. You don't know that, right?
Wow. True.
So that's why we are in this muck in a personal level. So when we can see that I'm not that, or I don't want to live like this, and then your journey begins, your investigation begins, right? This is, we call it at the very beginning of very kind of, you just turned your face toward this free will. But yet you don't know what free will is, though. You keep on, as we've been progressing, it's like you saw that year after year after year, how much everyone is progressing. It's not like a progressing is very like, okay, there's a straight road, you just go that way and then you're done. This progress is just, I always says, it's just like a drop by drop. This is our reality. We need to understand that. Because we just superficial way, we just want something just overnight, all at once with experience or something. And then we should just say, okay, I'm done with it. And then that's not free will. You're still under the influence of your own perceptions, own beliefs. I want to be somewhere.
And it's not the real surrender because you have an agenda. I want it to be over with. I want to get it done, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, this is huge. This is way too big in the human being. Want to get over with, want to be somewhere, want to be even free. I want to be free. I want to be free. Yeah.
That's huge. It's huge in the
It's,
human.
but in reality, the mind does not know what freedom means, though. It's just like a little kind of throwing the tantrums. I want to be free. But does not know what it means to be free, though. You can't understand it because the mind is part of this world, right? But it just also picked up this idea about, okay, I want to be free. This freedom we are earning little by little as we are progressing, and we are earning. But when you begin to earn, you don't see your earning. You feel like I'm moving opposite way. I'm going backward.
See how helpless you are.
Yeah, it's just like because we are returning home back toward the higher, it is like that. You're going backward. So earning the free will is not that easy, and it's not according to your own set up mind kind of way. You earn very little by little as you have a very, very honest longing. You want to, regardless what it's going to cost you, you want to earn it. Because this is where you will be willing to lay all of your luggage down, your ego down, Otherwise, you just want to save every bit of yourself.
That's powerful.
So earning is little by little. It's not according to the mind. It's not in your system. That's why we call it higher. We earning. So for that, as you said, even last night, Carol's connection, and I just remember her from day one, how much she had unwavered trust.
Yeah, there's this childlike
Yeah,
to her that's just,
yeah, yeah,
she's like
yeah.
old but young at the same time, and she's like this little girl. It's really quite beautiful. And
Yeah,
she,
it
you're
is.
right,
It
she's
is.
always been that way.
Yeah,
I remember the first time I met her, she would always like, hi, just so sweet, just a
mhm,
sweetness and an openness and an innocence to her.
exactly. So it's like some people, they have it a natural way. Some people, they need to earn it. We don't have every single quality, which we really need. We need this kind of trust, this kind of innocence, this kind of humbleness, right? Because otherwise, according to the mind, is everything is like, okay, I want free will. I want free will. This is up my, right?
Right, right.
But it's the opposite way. You're losing all these ideas about a free will. It's helping you to come back into your own beingness. And more you're coming back into your beingness with this gentleness, with this kindness, with this softness, humbleness, right? That is freeing you.
You're not as controlled, you're more surrendering or something. That's flow, like we talked about last week, the flow.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But it's like to the person, it does not feel like it's a flow. To the person is in the lessness, in the humbleness, in the, it's like in a true heartful gratefulness.
It feels like with everything you just said, I'm sort of, something's coming to me where I'm looking at the concept of freedom as a mind concept
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
that actually, and this is really funny to me, is actually trying to point you in the exact opposite direction that you need to go.
Mm-hmm.
Like freedom, when I think about freedom, like we only think about those things when we're in pain. Oh, this person's annoying me. I wish I could be free of them. Oh, I hate that I'm so resentful and jealous. I wish I could be free of it.
Mm-hmm,
It's like
mm-hmm.
actually freedom is dishonesty. You're just trying to run away from life and
Exactly.
who you are.
Yes, yes,
Wow, that's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah. That's why I just keep on saying this word, I don't know, hundreds of times. I'm saying it. Be honest.
Just
But it's like it's the longest time it wasn't sinking in most of this the students who following this, it wasn't sinking.
like starting to get it now.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's what I'm saying. It takes a long time. The person, it's just like a need. It does need. That's what I'm saying. The basic thing is person need this unwavering way, this trust, this connection. Even with the teacher and with the group as well. Because group is saving the person same way. It's like, for example, something hits you, you are in just like in anger or mistrust. If you have a group, it's like if they can help you. They can say, don't worry, I've been through this already, right? But the bigness is does not let the person to relate with this with the teacher or with the group. Bigness is always just says, okay, I just want it, and then I'll get it. I'll get it. I'll earn the free will.
Almost like doing it on your own, like some kind of monk.
Yeah. It's just like, it doesn't matter. It's like if you're far away from your reality, you're far away from the higher levels. And ego is the one you want to be free of. Ego is the one is saying, you don't worry about it. I'll just get you there. So
Up the cab, kid, don't worry. Hey.
so it's kind of tricky. It's very tricky. That's why I keep on saying you need to trust. You need to be patient. You need to be open. You need to be so willing. You need to be ready to pay every kind of cost, whatever comes in your way.
This is very good open talk. I'm realizing how open I'm not. How much unwillingness there is, and how much sort of like hoarding, like to hoard something, you know that word, when you just kind of put everything in your basement and you store it down there, you just keep got. It's a hoarder. Hoarder is somebody who just collect everything and they never let it go. Like I feel that I'm just, yeah. I don't want to make this too much about me, but yeah, as you're saying that, I'm aware of how much I don't want to pay any cost, or ways that I don't admit that to myself. You know, how stingy I am in certain ways. It's good to see. And I also see the word simplicity is coming up, how in that hoarding state of mind, that protective state of mind, it's very complicated, because you have something, you either have something or you want something, and you're trying to get it or protect it. And if you have it, you have to keep it, and you have to build a safe around it and put a lock on the safe and guard it. And then there's an alarm in your house, and you have to make sure nobody. It's so complicated. It creates tension and anxiety just to be afraid to lose something. There's so much fear and tension.
Exactly. Yes. You see that?
The person gets so hurt by that anxiety, but the anxiety, the person doesn't see that it's just the anxiety is coming from its own holdings and protections.
Yeah. This is very well said. Because even to the way you said it, just see that even person does not know. It's like I have even anxiety, because person is like whatever's hoarding or protecting is just like secret. If that is secret, whatever is related to the way it's affecting the person is also secret. It becomes a secret. Did you see that? First is secret. I want to keep something safe. And then whatever is relating with your own person, your fear, anxieties, it's like anything, any personal fear. It's like, it's also becomes a secret. It's like very rare the person knows that I have this kind of fear, anxieties, because mostly person is denying it. It's like, because secret. If one secret opens up, then the other secret's gonna open up as well.
Okay. So we not only keep our attachment hidden, but the anxiety about the attachment we also keep hidden.
Yeah.
I know from my side, something that I'm seeing now in this moment that I do is I have the attachment. And if somebody says something that shakes me, I get anxious, but it's the fingers pointed outward.
Yeah.
I'm like, look at how they're treating me. I can't believe they're doing this. When I'm like, no, yeah, they're doing something that's rude. Okay, that's fine. But it's my attachment, my weakness that's creating the reaction inside myself, because I'm not being honest about how scared I am or how much I insist on having it be my way with this thing.
Yeah, it's like everything, whatever you being touched by outside, it's all you, all, no exceptions whatsoever. It's just a matter of seeing it. Everything, absolutely everything is the person, own self.
That's beautifully direct. It's almost like when you say that, there's a beam of light of just truth and honesty, and I can feel the person like a cockroach trying to wriggle away from the light. And no, don't shine the light on me. Let me hide in the dark. It's like I feel it. I feel that part of me trying to run from the truth of your statement.
Yes, yes, yes.
All the excuses poof, gone. All the poorness, anything. It's just like destroyed by that light.
Mm-hmm. And that's why we want to earn the free will, but we don't want to even, as you said it, we don't like to be even seen by our own self. Or we don't even like to be seen by others, right? But we want free will. So we are prisoner of our own weaknesses, own secrets as well, right? So we need to slow down so much to see ourselves. If we are prisoner of our secrets, we can't earn the free will. But we want to so badly. Everybody wants to be in the free will because everybody sees that. It's like how limited way we are. Then again and again, person it's like it gets frustrated again and again because it's hard to understand why we are limited, why we are so not free.
It is. It is. It's frustrating and confusing, and you can be hard on yourself about it, or mad at the universe about it. You can get mad. You can get sad. You can be in the poorness about that.
Exactly. So many people say, "I don't want to live. I don't like this life. I never even wanted to come here and to begin with." Right? I heard from so many people, and I saw their helplessness, like how much they are fighting. I don't want to be here. The person is seeking so badly this freedom. But even though the longer the person is in this frustration, the person does not like to put its own weapons down. Person keep on staying in this rut that I don't like to be here. I don't want it. I don't want this life. I want to be free from this cycle. Right?
That's crazy. I mean, I'm just seeing the hide and seek, the huge game of hide and seek.
Yeah. And I remember that I see people, they want to do anything to be free. They want to do anything.
They won't look.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They won't just sit down and be still and look.
Yeah. They can do, even they can sit down in the meditation states for hours, days, and weeks, I even remember. But they don't want to turn the face this way. Because for them it's like, I want to be free, I will achieve it, I will achieve the freedom.
Right. Right.
This free will is not to be, it's that's what I said, it's opposite than achieving something. Mind wants to achieve something.
Yeah, I see that. It's not ego dissolving. It's ego controlling in a tricky way.
Because who's egoistic? Who is ego? It's me.
Right. Who wants to be free? It's me.
And it's me. And then if ego is me, then me has to die. Me, which is really scary to the person. Person says, no, 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 I want this free will. But the free will is in this when you let me to die. Which is like, which you cannot achieve through the doings. Because you see that there's just a small things blinding the person. Small thing. I want to be free. I want to be free from this cycle.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems that I want to be free is this clever covering of the real statement that's underneath this, which is get this stuff out of my face. I hate it. I don't want to look at it. I don't want to admit it. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to admit that this is what I am. I don't want to admit my holdings. I don't want to admit my all the qualities, not qualities, the characteristics, the negativity, the entities. I don't want any of it. Get me out of here.
Yeah, it doesn't happen. That's why then person creates its own reality. If you stay that way, you're going to create your own reality. But that's no longer freedom. You have to be realistic. Realistic means you face whatever you are in, whatever this, you collected so much hatred. Who's going to face it? Right? I have to face it. I have to face my own hatred. I have to swallow back. If I swallow back, I taste it. It's bitter, it's ugly, it's poisonous, right? But it's my hatred, no one else's fault. And then if I swallow back inside of me, and then I am a little bit realistic. And this becoming real, you earn a lot. You need to earn so much. The biggest thing is everybody's blaming everyone else, as you said. The finger goes outward.
So
You
much.
just hate this world. I want to be free from this world. More you hate, more you're connected to the world. Strongly you hate, you're plugged into it.
Crazy. Like we're going the opposite direction in every possible way.
Exactly. Which person does not want to do that? Person does not want to face this gunk, this whatever has been created, or whatever we can call it is in our package. We don't want to face it. We wish it's like in our sleep it's gone. It should be gone. Then I'm free.
Some of that gunk, gosh, it just seems to me right now, it hurts. All these feelings hurt us, but they're like tasty little Oreo cookies. I mean, self-righteousness, it's so yummy. Victimhood, how could you hurt me like this after everything I've done for you? All these dramatic feelings, they're like cocaine, they're like sugar, they're like donuts.
Exactly,
So hard to
exactly.
put the-
That's very well said as well. You see that? It's like a person is so angry. Person is just in a negative mode. But to the person is in a self-righteous mode.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yes.
Right? So that's why you see that in reality, the person is completely negative. Nobody can even place a finger on that person because it's so negative, so angry. But to the person on self, person is saying, I am right, as you said it.
Yeah, with self-righteousness, especially, you got a flag.
Yeah.
You're like a police officer. You're fighting for your fellow man and woman. You're
Yeah.
like justice.
Exactly.
You're saving the world even.
Yeah.
But in reality, you think you're better than everybody, and you're angry and judgmental and feeling sorry for yourself or others. So much gunk that it's hiding.
Yeah. If the person is really, really angry, and now you see that, the first is just like a cocaine, right? You're so addicted to it. But when the time comes, when you're choosing to take it back, you see how much you have to go through to swallow your own anger. Every part of yours is gonna react. You're gonna feel sick. But that's what you have collected. But it's no one's fault. It's just that flag, the self-righteousness.
It's a killer.
Exactly.
God, I've done this so much.
But you're so right. It's like it is like a cocaine. It's like drug, like you don't want to let go of. It's like because
or
you
like a
keep on
food
telling.
addiction.
Yeah.
It's like because even cocaine it's just like it's in your house. It's just like I like donut because it's just anybody can have a donut. You know, to get cocaine, you have to really go out of your way. You got to find a drug dealer. Donuts in the store. You can go to a superstore and get yourself a stupid donut. It's that simple to just eat the donut and you're hooked. And it's so hard to put it down.
It is. It is.
But it hurts.
That's why it's like the people who are more toward the world to save the world. It's like what it means is like they're like in a huge self-righteousness, justice, right? So now to bring all the guk in, it's not easy to swallow. feel so wrong. But the truth is this way. You have to put this flag down one day. So you may as well do it today, now, right? And face it, whatever it is. Take it back.
And you know, when you do take it back or finally be honest, like, I'm feeling so victimized by this person, but really I'm just being greedy. And I'm tricking myself into thinking I'm a victim and look at what you did to me and I'm poor me. I'm just being greedy.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you admit that stuff, it tastes so bad, but you can relax. Like it's like, oh my gosh, like it's so much simpler than all these little layers of illusion in this complex machine that you make, because you have to fool them and you have to fool yourself. You have to make this whole complicated computer instead of just be ugly, be simple and ugly, be an ugly little child,
Mm-hmm.
rather than this devious, evil, beautiful adult. It's we make ourselves crazy with these complex systems that we build inside of ourselves to hide from ourselves. It's really, I'm just sort of seeing the craziness of it and the invitation of the simplicity that the gift of the honesty is the simplicity. You get
Mm-hmm.
given this beautiful simplicity. I mean, yes, you have to swallow this poison and to admit that you're not what you thought you were. And
Mm-hmm.
that's painful, but there's the gift on the other side is this simplicity, just ease of like, yeah, I'm that. I admit it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But you see that, like in this self-righteousness, what we are building is the anger and negativity, right? If we are, but over here it doesn't look like it. Over here it looks like I am right. I am the most just like a judge, like honest judge here.
Yeah, I'm just. I'm just.
Yeah, I'm just. But it's like from everything, it's just keeping you so plugged in to this, your own negativity, self-righteousness, me, mine.
Yep.
But when you begin to turn back, it's like a huge stuff comes back into you, which you don't like it. But at the same time, you have to take it back though. It's like you have to allow yourself to be in that. And slowly in the beginning it's a poisonous. It's beginning is like it's not good taste. But if slowly you pass all the layers, even the self-pity, oh, you see, I have to take this back. You keep on passing those states and everything. And then, I just mentioned in somebody's connection, the nectar is there as well.
I do. I feel that. I feel the truth of that. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
finally there's self-acceptance. Finally, there's a
Yeah,
possibility of
exactly.
self-love.
Yeah.
Because to
Yes.
truly admit that, you have to give it a hug. Like it's okay. Like it's not like it's okay. Like I'm justifying it. It's okay. But just this is who I am, and I'm not like this is me. I'm hugging this no matter what, no matter
Yeah.
what it is, no matter how
Yeah.
dark.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a hug.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it's grace.
It is. It is. It is. It's It's a truly a grace when your face turns toward yourself. Even though you haven't found anything yet, but you are entering into this possibility though.
It's sort of ironic that something so beautiful starts off with something so bitter and difficult. It's just kind of funny. Like it's so hard to drink back what you are and what you've been. And yet it brings so much beauty. It's almost, wow, look at these seemingly opposite energies. Look at these seemingly opposite feelings and textures, and yet one leads to the other.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of amazing that it works that way.
Yeah, because the simplicity is, it's like we love the word simplicity. It's hard to be in the simplicity when you're coming from this complex mind. It's like sometimes it's hard to bear it. Like from this huge, noisiest doing, trying place, like you're coming back into this simplicity. If you tell someone else, the person say, I love to be in the simplicity. But when you arrive there, it's not like that. Slowly, slowly, you just get used to for the simplicity. Then you know this is the grace.
Yeah, I know that for me, being still and simple and silent is a challenge because of my mind.
Yeah,
I know exactly what you're talking about. And I feel the invitation, I feel the desire, and then my mind goes, what about this? So it's really counter to the person and the familiarity. We're just not familiar with what you're talking
about. Yeah. It's not. It's like just remember, you willing to earn the free will, which you have no idea about it. What is it like, or even how to earn it? You have no clue about it. It's like every step you're taking, it's like helps you to take another one.
Trust, lots of trust.
Lots. It's like sometimes I say it's like some people they call it blind trust. Yeah. I feel like that's the best. you blindly trust someone is in a way is better though than just keep on running away with them, this mistrust. But regardless, this trust is so helpful every way. With the trust, you can take step into this unknown. With the trust, you just follow every word I say, like, you know, the person can follow as is. Says, okay.
I just went in a couple of different directions than I thought we would go. They were beautiful directions. I kind of want to look at my questions for a minute and give you another one and see if anything even applies, because that's just it's really interesting. it all, it's funny, all of our open talks start all these different places. They all seem to come back to the same. It's always, it's kind of like, why are we even doing this? Can we just, let's talk about the openness and the trust and the oneness. Let's just go right there. We're going to end up there. What's the difference? It's kind of funny and beautiful too, because it's just, it's almost like I see mathematically like a sphere, like a big ball, and every point on the ball is a different topic, a different question. But wherever you go, you're going into the ball, and there's just one center. Wherever you
Okay.
wherever you start, you end at the same place in the middle of the ball, which is
Okay. Okay. Okay.
truth, honesty, oneness, flow, facing yourself. It's just
Mm-hmm.
whatever there. It's kind of beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
You're
Mm-hmm.
just seeing the
Mm-hmm.
different aspects of the same message that you're trying to convey,
Mm-hmm.
teach
Mm-hmm.
us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because even in the beginning, I used to feel like even why people even asking so many questions, or why they don't get it. Like, to me, it was like, it's so simple. It's like, why the person is just don't want it. I feel like person's heart is crying, but the person own self is like in this, like, we call it like a big self-righteousness or agenda, or I want freedom, or I know what is it, and kind of thing. And then it's like, to me, it was like a very strange. To me, it was like, I just if I can, if I just shake the person to just say that, please stop. It's just turn this way. It's like, that's how you just, it's a good the way you're saying, even according to the mathematic way, it goes to the same spot, the center of the ball.
No matter where you start, it's just
Yeah,
there's one truth.
exactly. Yeah,
Face yourself.
yeah. To me, it's always it's the same thing. It's like a doesn't matter how many ways I was shaken by other people's question, or anything, but the answer is the same. And how it cannot be changed.
Yeah, it does seem like this is just how it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like there's one. We're over here. We don't know it. And the reason we don't know it is because we have beliefs and attachments and blah, blah, blah that are separating us from this one. And we have to face each one of them and just walk home again. That's just kind of it.
Mm-hmm. Or do we want to walk back home though? Or we just, as other flags, we just want to hold that flag that I want a free will, right?
I want to walk home flag.
Yeah, yeah. That's why it's totally different, totally opposite. And because if it's the opposite, it feels like it's a backward.
Yeah, you just keep seeing what you're more and more of this mess, more and more of this negativity or this artificialness or everything you think you base your life on isn't really that. It's always this lessening, this wobbly sort of who am I? I thought I was
Yeah,
this.
yeah. It's like whatever you are, it's like you have to face it. and you better face now. It's like it's not like I'll face it tomorrow. It's never gonna happen that way. Because tomorrow is like another trap to the mind. Because a trap is, according to this tomorrow is like a future. It's a time, right?
Right.
It's like we know that how much we are being driven by this clock, this time, how much we are under the influence of it. And simple way that when the person says, okay, maybe tomorrow, for the person it's like it's already under so much of the influence of this time, right? There's a future, so it's not gonna come. Tomorrow's not gonna come. Now is available. Now.
There's a there's a movie, a series of movies called Rocky, which I would imagine you probably never saw and probably never will, which is about this guy who grew up in Philadelphia. He's this Italian guy, he's this boxer. He's like, hey, this guy was training him for this big scary fight, and he was scared, and he wasn't really trying in the training. And his trainer, his teacher, was getting mad at him. You're going into a fight. You have to train. You have to prepare. You can't mess around. And the guy Rocky goes, tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. And the trainer just yells at him, there is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. And it's like a really powerful part of the movie. And it's funny that I'm thinking about Rocky talking to you, but it's what you're saying. There is no tomorrow.
Because in this tomorrow, it's like so much comes in. So much. It's like even for that, it's like, for example, person being touched by something in the present moment and saying it, okay, I will come to this point tomorrow. You already denying it. You're already pushing it away. You already like going into this denial, lazy kind of mode tomorrow. Because this already, what has been touched, it's already been pushed away. So it's easy to push anything away, what has touched you. And it's so hard to come back to that point back. Because now you became trickier.
I've definitely done that. I know that.
You know that if you go there, what is it like? And you just want to postpone it. You just want to, maybe tomorrow. I want a free will, but not today, tomorrow. It's like a person already creating this trickiness for own self, like I call it trap. Because even from laziness is easy, right? It's like, as you said earlier, laziness is as well like a drug. And then if we are coming back, it's like in here, we cannot afford to be lazy. It's our day and night's work. Honesty, day and night's honesty. Day and night's openness. Even in that, we see we just fall so many times in a day.
Yeah, it's avoidance. I really see that I do that. And it's like I have busy days and blah blah blah. I have to do this, blah blah. It's like, and you're right. You can't get it back the next day. It's not right in you. It's when you get. It's almost like when you stub your toe against the wall. You go, oh, I'll deal with the pain tomorrow. You can't make your toe hurt again. Your toe hurts now. Deal with what hurts like in the moment when it's fresh and it's raw. There's a rawness that you need to face what's in you. And we destroy that rawness when we postpone.
And as you said earlier, influence. And you see that like how much this positive influence is needed to,
Yes.
in order to walk this walk.
Yeah, so much. So because it's the person doesn't have that positivity.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
This positivity is completely foreign and unknown, actually, to the person. It's like you need so much of it to have that trust.
Because just remember that long time ago, I used to say the negative influences too much where we are living. And we so easily become affected by this negativity so easily. Right? But now you see that how much this openness, positivity, trustworthy, it's like how much we need it.
Yeah, we need a lot of positivity.
We need a lot. So that's what I keep saying it. Staying together as a group is so helpful. Because everybody's learning, everybody's earning this free will. Doesn't matter how small amount everybody's or some people are earning, but they're earning, right? They haven't given up. And closer we are, it's like so many parts of our ego can be dropped. We need this kind of influence.
Yeah. It's reassuring to know that there are not just negative influences, but there are positive influences as well.
Yeah, yeah. But what happens is it's like the negative influences, it's because it's a personal, as you said about a moon. It's like we have tasted this negativities from so long, right? We were unable to escape it from this, for example, as a moon, from peoples, right? It's like, so that any moment the negative influence comes in us, it's like it's gonna knock you down. Which the positive influences, if you, it's like it's easy to avoid. Even I told you, like what you just started in the very beginning, it's like because you're so in tuned into this satsangs, connections, And then you were capable to be in that influence.
Maybe Carol's influence.
Yes. But if you are not that much into it, you're just gonna say, okay, just like another thought. Okay, it's nice. That's it. In order to be in the positive influence, you have to come down so much. Which to the negativity, you don't have to. You don't have to do anything. You're there anyways. So that's why the positive influences are easy to be missed.
Coming back to this concept that I've talked to you about over the years from time to time, which is this sort of idea that if you, I mean, I'm using very simple words, the devil and God, okay, but I know that's simplistic, but it's almost like the devil screams and yells and the God whispers. Like the truth and the love and the positivity is just a whisper. You have to really be ready to listen to it. You have to quiet yourself down to hear it.
Yes, 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 yes. That's really good. Really good. Really good.
You know, like the darkness is just like, ah, and
Yeah.
God's just like a
Yeah.
little.
And it scares you. It's like it just shakes your whole beingness, and then you're just out of it.
That's a really good thing you just said. I can really relate to what you just said just there. It's like, because I can see, I can go inward and touch that gentleness or that softness, that quiet, and a fear will come and just like, and I'm gone. It's so easy to get out of that quiet truth. Anything on the surface is it's just waiting to take you away from that. The whole person is designed to get you out of that.
Yeah. Yeah. As you said, it's just like very subtle. It's very, just like a very subtle whisper. Yes.
But when you tune into
easily can be missed. Easily.
But the times when it touches you, it's ironically so much even more powerful than the darkness. It's so powerful.
Yes.
It's like, wow.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's subtle makes it even more beautiful because it's that powerful with a whisper. It doesn't even need to yell.
Yeah.
It just is what it is. It doesn't try to be big. It's just like, I'm truth. It's like a little kitten. It's like truth. It's like a little kitten.
It's like, because from this positive influence, it's like already the light is being shined to the negativity. It's like it's being revealed. Even you said, you see, oh, you know what? I'm lacking.
Yeah, it's
but
clear.
It's like what it's lacking is like, wow, the light shined in your lacks. Right? Do you see how big this influence is? The truth is, that's why we call it higher.
Yeah.
Higher is sometimes the people call it light, but it shines the light in your lower parts. Shine the light on your weaknesses. Shines the light on your ego states.
You know, and it's interesting. Sometimes when I'm confronted with a quality that I don't possess, I can get jealous, or envious. But in this case, I was able to see like I don't have enough of that, and I was able to invite myself, like Carol was able to invite me in to that quality, and there must have been some willingness on my part to admit it, to not get defensive about it, to not feel sorry for myself, and just to say, there's beauty here for me. Let And I try to really bring my anger to meet that gentleness. I try to bring them together.
Mm-hmm.
And which brings up a question. This is a perfect time to ask this question if I can just find it. I think I have it. Yeah, like, here we go. So I'm going to read something to you that I wrote. We obviously must have at least some small amount of freedom because we can choose. We can choose to be open to the degree that we can.
Can you speak a little bit louder?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, of course. Sorry. We obviously must have at least some small amount of freedom because we can choose to be open to the degree that we can.
Mm-hmm.
We can choose the willingness. We can choose to keep our face toward the higher, even if we can't walk towards it yet. So we do have some freedom. Where does that little freedom come from? Or where does that little choice come from? Or is this even not true? Can we not even choose? Is the choice made for us? Maybe all we can do is gently turn our face towards the higher until that choice is made. I don't know. That's just something
I think I did touched it up a little bit before too in some other talk. It's like the reality, the truth has created all this. It created us.
Yes, you've talked about this before.
Yeah. So we are not separate from this higher. And if we are not separate, so why we feel separate? Because we feel separate because of our own weaknesses, own blindness, own unconsciousness. We feel separate. But in a reality, we are not separate. I was just sharing with this with Mark one day, and I said, in the very beginning, even from our group, some people they'll say some words to me, just sharing, like, Gurpreetji, the other person is like not getting it because of this, or something very, very touching, some words. And then I always look to that person. Wow. The person is completely lost. But at the moment, the person is going to say something so meaningful. But person is still in this run, this go, and this egoistic mind. But again and again, I hear from other people. I see the movies, right? I see who made this movie. Wow, right? Because we are not separate. The knowledge is being revealed through us as well, time to time. Just it's just even random ways. But then there is no benefit to the person though. It can be benefited to the other people, right? For example, you can come to my door and I'm completely in a lostness. You said some word, it touched me, right? But to you, maybe it's not something you said was meaningful. But something landed in me was so meaningful, it changed my day, right? So we are, it's like we are not separate from this truth, this reality, this higher. We're not separate, but we are, as a human being, we are unconscious. And if we are unconscious, we need to earn bring this consciousness back first. And keep on earning, keep on waking up in our own misunderstandings, weaknesses and all that. We have to wake up. This is our task as a human being. We are in the world, we need to earn money. We need to live whichever we want to live. We have the children, we want to raise the children. That is a secondary. This is first for us. It will be done. Like, you're gonna go to work, you're gonna earn your money, you're gonna survive. If you're honest enough, sincere enough, there's no problem. But when that becomes first to us, and then we denying to live in our realities.
It's funny what you were saying. It doesn't help us, but it helps others when truth just comes out of us or something touches them. Just a couple of days ago, I was speaking to a friend or leaving a message, and he left me a message about something or other, and he had a wonderful day, or he did something that was true for him. I don't remember, but I just remember I gave him a quick voice recording back saying, "That's great. Life is really short. Do what you want, because life is really, really short." And I didn't think about it. And he called me 3 days later. I didn't even remember it. He called me 3 days later. He's like, "I just want to thank you so much." I'm like, "What did I do, bro?" He's like, "Well, you told me the life is really short." I'm like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "That had such a profound effect on me. Like, the last 3 days, I've just been really present and just sitting in my day. And when I'm teaching, I'm with my student." And he had this whole opening. And then the funniest thing was when he shared it with me, I started opening, like, "God, you're right. I should. I don't live that way either." And I'm giving myself advice through him. It's this funny circle of, yeah, when that, we never know how we're going to touch another person, and we never know what piece of truth we're sharing, and we're blind to our own truth so much that we have inside of ourselves, and we don't pay attention to it. We don't get it. We don't honor it.
That's why even throughout all the years, I have kind of learned this. It's like whenever I'm guiding to the other people, it's like whatever I'm saying, it's like I don't keep myself separate from it.
From your words.
Yeah. Even because it's like anything I can be guiding to the person of, it's like, because otherwise I will be guiding to the person is benefiting, and I am, as you said it, I can be away from it. So it's just like, the closer you are to yourself, and this is how you're earning. It's like, as I said, like people said something, it touched me so much, and I was looking at a person's face, but person said it and gone already, right? But in this, I learned it. It's not like I'm just telling you.
Yeah, that's what I was just opening to. It's like you're telling yourself.
Yeah, you're telling yourself as well.
I'm thinking of a couple days or a week ago when you had that connection with Suze, and you were telling her to, like, bring her words back in. Because I do that. I just will throw out little, yeah, live your life the way you want. It's not false, but I'm not present in my words. I wasn't, yeah, like, and there's a humbleness too when you're saying something like that to somebody, but you're also saying it to yourself. It's not like I'm saying it down to you. It's like, no, I'm saying it to both of us. We're the same. We're on even level.
Yeah, it's like a slowly you'll earn is naturalness.
Mhm.
Because to me, sometimes I see that, like, if I'm guiding to the other person, if I'm even slightly off, it's like I'm naturally gonna notice that, and then I'm already not, because I'm noticing, I'm already taking back in. I'm just being open, sincere at the same time.
When you say if I'm slightly off, what do you mean exactly? Like if you're
It's like sometimes a new things comes from I'm guiding to the person, something new, which I wasn't, from my own side, I wasn't conscious of,
okay.
or I didn't have that challenge throughout,
Mm.
right? So when something new comes, and it's just like I'm slightly off in that, but I know the truth of it, how to guide, what is the truth. So I'm including myself in that truth.
Mhm. Mhm.
I'm not only telling the person, okay, you are attached to your kids. I'm already in that.
So it's almost like so often we talk about letting others in. You're almost inviting yourself into them in sort of a way, like it's both ways. You're sort of like saying, "Hey, I'm guiding you, student, but I'm also guiding myself. Like I'm guiding both of us."
It's like most of the time, what amount I can notice is it's not like a speaking way. It's like already including way. It's a happening.
Yeah. So you're just opening to what you're helping them open to.
Yes, yes, yeah. Because otherwise, I will be just giving them advice, not, as you said, it's like you said, you're shining a light on me.
Mhm.
Yeah, because that part is earned, shining light on you. You got it, you know that, because it's been integrated. So anything is like still like it's not integrated. It's like every day we integrating so much, every day. Right? So it's not that's what I keep on reminding everyone. It's not like a done. You see that how easily we fall into something else, so easily, so quick, right? So we need to earn more and more and more.
That's interesting. That's a great thing to for all of us in the group because we share thoughts with each other. It's not like we walk around giving each other advice all the time, but obviously we're talking about this. We're talking about our walk. We're sharing thoughts and experiences, and we're sometimes commenting on somebody else's patterns or things as we just share. It's a great thing for us all to remember to kind of keep our words pointed everywhere, pointed out and in, just like
Mm-hmm.
everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's like inclusiveness.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Because otherwise we can help others. There are many people, there are very great teachers out there. They can help others. But at the same time, some people, they are really not using the same thing to their own selves.
Yeah. And
So it's easy to be carried by this, how the others are benefiting, right? But it's hard to apply the same thing to our own self if you're not really truly in it.
and there's an otherness that is created with that other way, not your way, but sort of talking to somebody, at somebody. There's teacher, there's student, there's like, I'm going to teach you something. There's a separation of there's the other, there's I and you. It's not really inviting the oneness the same way that you're talking about.
Yeah.
More distance.
Because this learning is not about doing something. It's like the learning means it's like just simple way. You said you left the message on the machine and that really touched the person, right? It went inside of the person. It's not you taught something to that person, right? Your word went right inside of the person. That's the learning. I call it, that is learning. But for some people, that can be opposite. If the person is in an arrogant mode, right? You left the message, person gonna say, right? It can even judge you, even judge everything else, right? But to that person, it went right inside. That person was also available.
Available, you said?
Available
Available,
to
yes.
receive what you said.
Yes. Yes. And it's also the mode that you're in when you're sharing those words. Like with this particular person, I was in an open mode and a loving mode and caring about this person. Like, to not like live how you want, finger pointing, but like, no, live, do what you want. Like and inside that true longing for the other person to find that fulfillment, whatever that is. And so when it's like, when you talk to us, you want the best for us as a teacher, in that moment, I wanted the best for him. And then it's easier to take that in when you know that the person talking to you cares and really wants the best for you. Because sometimes that advice can be given from that arrogant place also. And so the person, it's a mixed message. It's like this wisdom, but it's mixed in with this dirt. And it's hard to sort out sometimes, for the receiver.
Yeah.
It's really about where we're coming from when we share and when we listen.
Yes. Yeah. And then this is just see that like it's a very rare opportunity when two can meet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both.
Yeah. Both sides. Giving, the person who's giving, the person who's receiving.
Even now, in this moment, I'm starting to become more aware of how I could let my own words into me more.
Yes. Yes.
It seems that there's an invitation to become more present to and with my words. but it's almost like creates this intimacy between the talker and the listener.
Yes, yes.
And there's a vulnerability in that. So you almost want to cut the words off and just push them at the other person.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sort of hold them at arm's length so they don't get too close, so you don't open up too much, sort of protection. Instead of let them ring inside you as you're also sharing them. Because even like something's coming like, yes, I said that. Like those are my words. That's what I said. To really fully own that, even any sentence, to really, really see that those, because it's very easy to say, oh yeah, do what you want, live what you want, blah, blah, blah. Almost we're quoting things. It's like borrowed beliefs, or we're sharing quotes with each other, almost like we're talking to each other. So many conversations are like you're talking to the other person, but you're really reading something to the other person off your mind, off your brain, instead of truly being in the moment, in the present moment with the person, and sharing, truly sharing all the way.
Yeah. It's like those touching moments are rare. It's like it doesn't happen all the time. It's not going to happen according to if you want, it's not going to happen. So that's why it's all about your true way being open, right? True way being a receiver, right? So then slowly you see that so much is available to us. It's like which is touching all the time. It's like it can be small flower can touch you, right? And even the snow can touch you. Even the small tree can touch you, right? It's like even sometimes it's just the shape of the waves, and it can touch you, right? But if you're available, if you're receiving. But these things doesn't happen if you want to.
It has to be earned.
Yeah, you have to earn, yes.
But it's also a great opportunity to be aware that you're not in that you're not receiving, that you're not truly, genuinely sharing. Like you can at least see that and keep your face towards how you want to speak and how you want to listen.
It's like you just see that, like when you're saying it, like I'm not honest person, for example, or I'm not receiving enough, right? Or even I'm not open enough, right? Because I see my closeness. Just remember, when you see that, you already conscious of these areas. You already are including those parts in you.
Right. That is the open. Yeah, of course, you said this so many times.
Yeah.
Seeing the dishonesty is the honesty. Seeing the closeness is the openness, of course.
Yeah. Unless the person goes into this negativity, person sees the insincerity, and the person says, "Okay, I want to sincere. I want to be sincere." It goes into the negative way.
That's why that quality that I keep talking about from Carol last night is so essential, because that's exactly what you need when you're faced with what you don't like, what your person doesn't like. You need that gentle trust, and like, I'm not open. Gentleness, I'm not open.
Yeah.
They come together.
Yeah.
I'm starting to see more deeply what you mean by you need all the qualities. You need the light of truth, that straightness, but you need that gentleness. to to embrace it. You can't just see it and then hate it. That's not going to do anything for you at
Mm,
all.
mm,
You'll
mm,
just be a really aware, really
mm.
negative person.
Yeah, yeah. Because you know that like from our group, like how much people from years they were struggling, like okay, they can see that, but then they become negative about it. They
Yeah, I've
start
done
in
that.
a beat of own self, and I don't want this. I want honesty. I want reality. I don't like that. It's just like it takes a lot. It's just like for the person to earn this stability, okayness, openness. As I said, we are in this world where we are living in the opportunities of open all the time. This is another blessing we have. And if keep on earning this free will, keep on earning, and then our face is toward the higher levels. Even though most of the time we don't know what higher levels means. We don't know. It's like because mind cannot understand. We just walking, we just trusting, we just opening time to time. We know that.
And we don't even know what the free will is.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
we really, it seems to me now that we open, we surrender our personal will for the will. Like we become one with the true will, but it's not the way we think about it. It's not like my will.
It's like in the beginning, it's like you see that the person is all over. Person is divided by many eyes,
Mhm.
right? So that means person does not have one will. Person has a many wills.
Yeah, yeah. Fighting with each other, even.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So earning from those many, you come to the one, and from the one you keep on walking and keep on earning this freedom, which is again and again, this freedom is not according to the mind. It's according to this knowing, this trust, this willingness. It's even this being together. Because even for example, you saw Carol's qualities last night.
Mhm.
You were touched by it.
Mhm.
Somebody sees your qualities, being touched by it as well. But you don't see your quality. And the same way that Carol doesn't see her qualities as you see her qualities.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
everyone is helping everyone else.
That's almost like everyone. It's almost like everyone has a T-shirt on, and the T-shirts say different beautiful things. And I can read your T-shirt. Oh, Gurpreet, but you can't quite see what's on your own shirt, but you can see
Exactly.
everybody else's shirt.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because knowing is a subtle.
I mean, I definitely at some point this week thought about that in the context of like, and you've said this so many times to us, like you won't necessarily know you're changing.
Mhm.
If I look at myself, I'm like, I'm the dumbest person in here. Everybody's growing. I'm going nowhere. But wow, everybody's opening so much. It's amazing. That's a completely different person than they were 3 years ago. Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
It's amazing. But and I'm sure I mean, maybe not everybody in the group feels this way, but I'm sure many people do. It's like, am I changing?
Everybody, almost everybody is like that way. But even I pointed out to one person, I said, yeah, but you have changed too. He said, really? I don't see it, but I see everyone else has changed.
That's how I
So
feel.
beautiful to see how much people have changed.
But it also takes trust to think you're not like the dummy in the in the classroom, like, duh, I don't get it.
Yeah, yeah.
'Cause you,
But
'cause
in
you
the
don't.
connections, I think that's a beautiful, even platform we have built where
Yeah.
we can interact with everyone so often,
Yeah, yeah.
and everyone in the connection really truly knows at that time.
Yes, yes. They see on
Yeah,
a deeper level,
yeah,
for sure.
yeah,
For sure.
yeah. And again, it knows. And that knowing, it stays. It's just like you know that. You become that, you know that. It's not separate from you. It's like, for example, the cells of your beingness, it's just like has changed. But you cannot see the cells. You know, you know. But that part is also like you're not as ignorant you were before, though.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes the best way you can see it is, gee, can I admit more of my negativity? Can I admit this? Can I acknowledge that? Can I be more honest with myself? And when you see yourself, that's almost a way that you can know, okay, I must be growing because I'm able to admit more things or see more things or face
Yeah,
more things. And
yeah, yeah.
not
Yeah.
try to lie about it, but yeah, I'm that.
Yeah, that is a very, very, very meaningful. More you admit you are that, it's honesty.
That's the real path to freedom.
Yes.
It's funny, years ago, and I think I mentioned this to you at some point. My first teacher, she had us reading these channeled lectures. This person was channeling a higher spirit. I don't know. They were called the Pathwork Lectures. And one of these Pathwork lectures, there were many of them. There were little 5-page things. One of them was and responsibility. And it was all about how people want freedom, but they want no responsibility.
Mm.
And that you can't, it doesn't work.
Mm.
Freedom means ultimate responsibility. You're not, we haven't said that word today, but it's really kind of what you're saying. You have to be honest with yourself. That's your guck, nobody else's.
Yeah, yeah. Because end of the day, you're gonna see as you earning this honesty, this openness, it's all is me. All, all is me. And that's true, meaningful realization.
It's really powerful. It's like every little bit is me.
It's like we heard these words from years, from others' realizations, but earning your own is just amazing. It's like even in the group, it's like even many things what you're talking about, even it's like you read it before, but now you're realizing them. You've been touched by many things before, but now you're realizing them. It's not a small thing.
Yeah, it's like in that admitting and that ownership of like, that's me. It's like, that's, call it a bitter freedom. Like it's a bitter taste in the beginning, but it is, it's the only thing that can free us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Such a humble walk.
Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah, in the very, very beginning, I remember my first words were used to be, just be kind, just be gentle, be small.
Yeah.
But this makes you small, this humbles you.
Yeah. I mean, you have that, if you can have enough of that quality, that gentle quality that we keep talking about. Yes, if you come at it with your judgment, it just makes you bigger and more negative and bigger. But if you can really let it in and say, yeah, this is me, you know, sorry, but I have this,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
then yeah, it can create so much just beautiful humbleness and smallness and all that self-righteousness we talked about. No room for that. There's no room for that.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. There is no room for self-righteousness. Yeah, there is no room for any kind of ego. Ego and truth, they don't get along with each other.
It's a nice way to say it. It's one or the other.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Ego and truth. That's great. So I'm gonna ask something else. I had something written down. Oh, this is yeah. I had a question, but I also wanted to just share this. This is something that I thought of. Remember the open talk? I don't know if they're all blurring together, if it was last week or whatever, but the open talk about letting things in,
Mm-hmm.
right? Um, that's kind of like and letting them dissolve into your beingness.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's just another way to say what we're talking about, another way to point back to the middle of that ball, which is to say basically when something's outside of you, whether it's a person or your own anger or your own ideas or beliefs, we'll call that outside of the true you, right? When you let them in, admit them, let them come back, let them dissolve. That's the real freedom because then you become one with them. They join your beingness.
Mm-hmm.
And I just thought it was just neat. It was a nice connection to the other open talk.
Mm-hmm.
So just share that that's just
Mm-hmm.
it's really all we're talking about is letting whatever it is back in.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes the mechanism of that involves admitting it, feeling the remorse, feeling the shame, drinking it back. But it's all about letting your
Mm-hmm.
mind, your beliefs, and other people back into you to dissolve. And that
Mm-hmm.
is the way to freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's no difference.
Yeah. It's like, to me, it's like, because I keep on coming to the same point. It's like from years, and I used to tell people, you're gonna be bored with me. It's like from the very, very beginning. And I used to say to the people, even somebody says, I want to stay with you for, even in me, it's like, this person, I'm gonna board this person because I don't know how to talk, what to talk about it, and things like that. But in the very beginning, the person says, you don't. There is no boredom, because it's like people keep on talking and I keep on guiding them or exchanging with my own knowledge. But to me, it's like, because it's so simple, it's like I am just at the point. And to me, I don't have too much to speak of. But last, I don't know, 15, 17 years, I keep on speaking though. it's like I'm speaking, but to me, it's not something new what I'm speaking of.
Yeah.
Once in a while, maybe there was a small little word, something I said, oh, okay, this was a new, this came out. But basically, it's the same thing I'm speaking of.
I think I hear you, and I resonate with that. And I think that we're at the point now as a group where, and maybe we always were at this point, obviously we're still here and many of us have been here, but it's like, that's kind of beautiful, because it's this constant reminder that it's just one thing. It's one thing. But the fact that we come at it from so many different angles, it complexifies, it enriches that one thing. We see all the different sides of that one thing. And it's also a great reminder that no matter where you start, you're going to end up here. And there's a trust that invites us into this trust of like, okay, there really is a truth. And no matter where you start, if you open and you have a genuine inquiry, genuine quest, a genuine question, you will end up at that point.
Yeah. That you really reminded me when you were saying from different angles. This is what I was discovering even in myself. It's like when I'm discovering from a different angle, it's just like some ways a new.
Right.
It's like a kind of a new, from new angle.
It's like
I'm
new,
discovering.
but it's not.
Exactly. Exactly. It's like at the same time, even I was sharing with Mark, and I said, the same time, it seems like I discovered it already. But at the same time, it's coming from a different angle now.
There's like a new freshness, even though it's not.
Yes. It's amazing journey. I love this journey, and I know that if I wasn't in this journey, and where I would be, it's like, it's just this amazing growth, discovery. Is just, it's like your heart just loves to be in this all along. I always feel like everybody's heart wants to be in this, everybody's. But yeah, the person can be strong.
Yeah, I think even people who aren't really on a walk or just kind of live their life, I think if you ask them to look back, there's a couple conversations they had in their life that were like wow conversations, and there were probably moments of truth and facing, and it was the same thing even for them. I think everybody holds on to those moments as precious.
Yeah.
It's really precious.
It is. It is a precious walk.
Yeah.
It's like once you know through your heart, you don't want to turn your face away from it, even though you're moving through the challenges. Even there is a cost involved. But the same time, you can't turn your face away from it.
Yeah, it's like the choice of the pain and the fear, all the things we have to face ourselves. We know that, but the other choice is just trying to shut yourself off again and just go back to just having a job or blah. And it's just like, no, there's nothing out there. Like so many of us have said, there's nothing out there for me, not in that way.
Mm.
There's nothing, money, children, the sex, the success, the fame, the love, the respect, the attention. Like for myself, I still notice that whenever I've had those things, there's still something that's untouched, that's longing, that can't get fed by any of that. Even the most loving friend, back to friendship, right? Even the most loving friend, no matter how much I love them, no matter how much they love me, and I feel their love, and oh, it's so wonderful. There's still something deeper that's untouched.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You want to die in this again and again. You want to die. You want to, it's like, it's not like a die is like a negative thing. It's a joyful thing. I was asking the other day, God, I really want to die in this. This is such a healthy way. I don't want to dismiss any moment of it.
As you're talking, I'm almost seeing just like laying your head down and just giving yourself completely to God, to the universe, to truth, whatever the word is, just like totally just, yeah, just disappearing into the lap. Yeah, yeah, that's a longing that nothing can touch other than the walk.
Exactly, exactly.
It's so funny because it's so, you're so alone, and yet you've never been less alone when you're on that walk. Like it's
At the
opposites.
same time, it's like when your heart opens, it's like,
Yeah, you're not alone. You're less alone than you've ever been
it's
before.
it's like this love is like you know how Rumi says, he says it's a wine.
Why?
Wine is
Mm.
like drinking wine. But to me, it's just like, even like it's way more than that. It's like this love is, it's just like it's like a unlimited way you are rejoicing in that love. But it's not like, it's like you are in this all the time, but you are, when you are, you know that you are. And at the same time, you know that you want to be open, you want to be in a more, you even want to be more mature, you want to be even open your eyes even more. It's like a giving more, it's like you just name it, whatever quality you want to be more in that. and you want to be in this direction all along. You long to be in this direction all along. This is the way.
That last 5 seconds, I felt you coming closer to me. I feel your devotion to this path, this way. I can feel your humbleness in this moment and your head down for the higher. And how, even though you're our teacher, you're really the ultimate student. You're always looking to give more to this. Not sure I ever saw you quite like that before this moment. It's almost like a vulnerability, in a beautiful way, a vulnerability in your willingness. It's quite beautiful.
Yeah, I just want to thank everyone, everyone. Especially the one who has chosen this path. There's such a grace in it. It's like, even though I'm saying it like the ones has chosen the path, but at the same time, this awareness is so expanded to everyone else. Much, it's like, it's inclusive way. It's like everybody is like a message from the higher. Everyone in this world is a message from the God. Everyone. everyone. I saw that many times. Even lately, I saw that. I want to thank you.
It's my pleasure to connect with you in this way. I see how your humbleness is the base of your openness. It's almost like I see it like it's down and just out. And you're able to include everybody and say some of the beautiful things you just said because only because of your humbleness and your gratitude and your gentleness. I almost see it like a mathematical figure, like there's this down, this beautiful down and this out and like wings. I don't know. There's so much grace to that, to what I'm seeing in you. It's I thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Mark, and thank you, everyone.